Hello, Rama Rama Puppodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, happy, and very relaxed. Now let's go to part 2, God is Love in Our Heart. Chapter 12. The party arrived at Pandharpur on the day previous to Ekadashi. Ramdas proposed to occupy the sands of the river Chandrabhaga, and accordingly they settled down on the bank a few yards from the river. The night was cold. Chill breezes were blowing towards them from the river. The night was spent in wakefulness. Next day, the day of the festival, one by one, the several devotees whom he had met in the villages began to pour in. Here, he came in touch with a new devotee by the name Prem Singh, a Rajput. He was fascinated with Ramdas and closely stuck to him. Ramdas observed fast on this day, taking only a small quantity of milk. As the day advanced, the crowd of pilgrims on the banks increased rapidly. Nearly a lakh of people studded both sides of the river. The vast crowd was divided into groups, and some of them had tents pitched on the sands. From various camps, hundreds of lights gleamed in the dark. The name of Vittal, the deity of Pandharpur temple, rang forth from thousands of throats, while dancing and singing also commenced in many camps. Large crowds squatted round the central figure of a saint performing Arikatha, preaching to the masses the value of devotion. This kind of preaching, to the accompaniment of music, started at several centers. He attended one of these performances. He listened for about half an hour to the discourse of Dada Maharaj, a saint from Satara and famous in Maharashtra. Of what he said, one thing struck Ramdas as preeminently true, viz., it is not that we have to love God, but to realize in our hearts God who is love. When Ramdas had returned to his seat, one of the devotees coming to him said, Maharaj, throughout the day there was a huge rush at the entrance of the temple for the darshan of Vithoba. So access to the temple was difficult. Now, it being midnight, the way to the inner sanctum of the temple is clear. If you wish, I can take you for the darshan of Vithoba. Ramdas replied. Ramdas is witnessing already in front of him Vithoba in thousands of forms. Can't you see him squatting, standing, walking, dancing and singing in these multitudinous human forms? Do you think Vithoba is only seated in the stone image within the temple? Recognize the truth that he is seated in the shrine of your own heart and in the hearts of all beings and creatures. Verily, he is in all. He is all. The devotee dropped the suggestion. The night passed. The following day, the whole party of devotees, about 50 in number, had an invitation for dinner from Dondo Pant, a Brahmin resident of Pandharpur. After dinner, 6 of the party, including Ramdas, started on foot for Mohol. A devotee of Mohol led the party and took them to his house. A small incident relating to Ram Charandas' penchant for Japa Mala may be cited here. Before starting from Pandharpur, he came to Ramdas and handing him a rosary of white tulsi beads said, Swamiji, I would have a mala in future because I wish to keep an account of the japa. Do turn it once on your fingers and give it to me. Ram, japa mala is unnecessary for you. You are expected to repeat the divine mantra at all times and in all places. Ramdas replied, No, Swamiji, I feel the need of a mala. He persisted. All right, as Ram wills, said Ramdas, and while revolving the mala between his fingers, it snapped with a sharp sound. The other friends sitting close by exclaimed, turning to Ram Charandas, Right, Swamiji told you not to have a mala, so it snapped. Why not? put in Ramcharan Das doggedly. I shall buy a new one and of a stronger make. And he disappeared for some time and turned up with a new mala of black shining beads. Now, Swamiji, you may hold it in your hand for a few minutes and then return it to me. Which Ramdas did, and he got back the mala this time in sound condition. Thereafter, he would ostentatiously handle the mala and move the beads on his fingers. On the way to Mohol, he would approach Ramdas frequently and say, Swamiji, I've done 5,000 japa today. To which Ramdas replied with a laugh, Ram, as you progress in task of turning the mala, your ego seems to be assuming vaster proportions, whilst the object of the japa is to diminish it. You are a wonderful Ram. That's all, folks. Let's see in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Puppodu.